All right. Hello, everyone. I'm here to talk to you about something that I wasn't interested in until relatively recently, but now I've discovered how important it is, and so I want to share it all with you. And I've long time been interested in economic development in cities, but I've been leaving out a really important piece, and that's workforce development. And workforce development is crucial for any economic development strategy that's going to be successful. So first of all, I'm just going to tell you why it's important. First of all, we have high unemployment in this country. We all know that. You know, it's very high. It's going down, but it's still extremely high. Second of all, the reason we have such high unemployment is because of radical changes in our economy. We used to be industrial. That's decreasing so much right now. And so people that used to work in a car factory are now becoming phlebotomists at the hospital. Or they used to be a designer, the same thing at an auto body plant. And now they are, checking people in at the hospital desk. A lot of people are moving into healthcare. These are radically different careers, and they're also paying much less. So in this context, it's so important to train people for jobs that pay more. And so across the country, there's a lot of efforts right now, like working to try to help people train for the new economy, and that's what we're entering right now, the new post-industrial economy. And we're not ready for it. We're not ready for it at all. And so we really need to work on fixing that problem. And so workforce development is how you do that. And one of the people that's on the front line of workforce development is actually community colleges, which, again, I had not much interest in, didn't know much about until recently. And community colleges are amazing. They offer tons of different courses, and they're doing three things in particular to help dislocated workers. First, they're offering these things called career pathways, or stackable certificates. And that's basically like, they know people that have lost their jobs, they're busy. They might have children, they might have home, they might have mortgages. They have a lot of things that they're facing right now. They're not just a traditional student who kind of carefree going off to school. And so these stackable certificates, basically what they do, for example, if you got one in auto body technicians, you could go for 2 months, learn how to change oil, go and get a job, change oil for a few months. You go back, you get another certificate, you learn how to fix engines. You go back into the workforce, make some money fixing engines. And then you go back to school for a few more months and maybe learn how to work with hybrid technology. And then you work in sustainable green jobs. And then, hopefully you make more for life. And research shows that. So people that do return to school, they make more money in the course of their lifetime if they didn't return to school. But they still will never make as much as they did before they became unemployed. And that's the sad reality that we're facing. But despite that, it's better to have people make more money than they would have, and so we need to focus on retraining. Another thing that colleges are doing that's really great for dislocated workers is contextualized learning, basic skills. So a lot of these people, maybe they didn't finish high school, they just started working at the plant that their father worked at, or they didn't go to college, like we've had the opportunity to do. And so these people maybe don't have the great reading skills, they don't have great math skills that they need to become a nurse in a hospital now. So they need to build up these basic skills so that they can make money and to provide for their family. And so a lot of these colleges, community colleges, are kind of making it fun. So you're learning to be a nurse while you're also learning math skills, or you're learning to work on a car while you're also learning literacy skills. They also do this for ESL clients, and so people that are learning English as a second language will maybe learn how to be a receptionist while they're learning words in English that they can use on the job. And so it's really, this contextualized basic skill learning is really important. And the third thing that colleges are doing right now, community colleges in particular, is offering a lot of personal and social supports for people that have lost their job and trying to return to school, because, again, what I was saying, people have children, people have mortgages, and people need to learn how to save money because they're spending a lot of money at school. And so some schools that are doing really well at this, they have food kitchens on campus so people can go to the food pantry on the way home. They offer transportation passes so that they can take the bus to the school. Sometimes they offer gas reimbursement so people can go. It's very difficult, and a lot of people can't afford to get retraining, but over the course of their lifetime, they might have 30 more years in the workforce. It's pretty important that they're earning more money and are in a job that isn't going to go away. So that's basically what's being done right now. And so what should be encouraged in the future, though, is research on best practices should be encouraged and then disseminated. It's extremely important to know what are people that are working in workforce development doing, and how can that be spread throughout the country so that everyone can be doing the best things for dislocated workers. And second, funds for workforce development at the national level should be continued. We have the Workforce Investment Act, and that was definitely gave a lot of funding. That funding is drying up, and actually lots of states across the country are seeing more people flowing into programs that are made for them, such as these career pathways for dislocated workers, but they can't get as much funding, and so they're struggling to go to these schools, and a lot of them are relying on Pell Grants more than ever. And then third, local government should really support their local community colleges, and people in the community should also think about donating to their local community colleges because they are on the front lines of this crisis in the new economy and very important. Thank you.